Previously on Cougan's Customs. Cougan created the collar for the jacket out of a special plastic. Plastic he would use to tie the entire jacket together. Get a little trimming and a little soldering. First the Dremel to smooth, then the Dremel to remove the sleeves. Then he took a little off the back. Then he hand sewed some new sleeves out of an old shirt. Burned himself on the 3D print pen. Got some ice, and attached the new sleeves with hot plastic. There, all caught up. Here's part 5.
Alright, I'm just going to take a break from everything else and work on the gun. Quickly removing some details with the Dremel. Alright, that's roughly the right shape. Most important part of this gun is probably that skull, so let's mix up some epoxy putty and I'm going to start roughing in that skull shape in the front of the gun. So I'm just roughly shaping it into a skull. I don't really care about getting it to look perfect immediately. If I need to change anything, I can scrape it down with the Dremel later. I'm taking this clay tool and roughing in the eyes, the nose, and the teeth. It's good enough for now. I'm going to set this aside, use the remaining epoxy putty to build up the hair a little bit more. And now I'll just cut the details into the hair with this tool. And since Garcia's lips are a little bit thicker than Starlord's, I'm adding a little bit of putty to his bottom lip. Now I am smoothing out the blue plastic parts of his jacket with the soldering iron. I'm drawing around the armholes of his sleeves with the 3D print pen, partly because it looks good, but also to protect the thread from coming apart. It's one of those times when I was working off camera. At least you can see the shadow. I'm going back and protecting all the other seams with the 3D print pen. Just a way of ensuring that the threads won't come apart. A little trim. I really like that this plastic is soft enough that you can just trim it with a pair of scissors. I'm using the Dremel to sand off his pants detail. Of course, when you grind off plastic detail on a figure, you get all these shavings that hang on, so I'm using a razor blade to get that off. I didn't quite think Starlord's pants detail, the wrinkles and everything really fit what I'm doing, so I'm sanding his legs smooth, and then I'm just going to sculpt in my own detail. Now I'm filling in the holes on his leg joints. I just don't like the look of them, so I usually cover them up. It's not going to prevent him from posing, so I just think, why not? And smooth those out a little bit. And back to smoothing out the jacket with the soldering iron. I like to jump around with the various tasks. Keeps me from going crazy, keeps things interesting. I'm building some more pieces of the collar so that I can finish it. It looks a little strange as it is, but I'm about to fix that. So again, I draw out the collar piece on a flat surface and then quickly flatten it with my finger, making sure that I hit it very quickly so I don't burn myself. And then I glue the pieces on with the hot plastic. Collar shape's looking a lot better. Now just to smooth it. I want to make sure this coat will fit him, so I'm opening the armholes a little bit, and now just filling in the holes in his arms like I did for the legs. His arms I'd like to be especially smooth because I want to be able to see as much of those tattoos as possible. Now when I grinded his molded coat sleeves off of his arms, it left kind of an ugly transition between the hand and the wrist, so I'm filling in the gap with some plastic, and then I'm going to smooth it out. I'm just trimming the extra plastic with a scissor. The last time I dug out his back with the Dremel, so much that it left a hole, so now I'm building that back up. And using the sharp clay tool to sculpt the back muscles. Don't quite like how these muscles look, so we're going to smooth them out and start over. Looking good. I'm bored already. Let's just paint that jacket. I can't wait to see what it looks like purple. One thing I worry about is that after I paint the sleeves, they'll become too rigid, and that will increase the difficulty of putting his sleeves on, but we'll see. It's just going to be silent painting until about 8:43 if you want to skip ahead to the next comment. I'm going back to fill in those wrist gaps a little better. So what I do is I completely fill in the gaps with the hot plastic. I kind of push it in with my fingertips and let that cool off. Alright, I'm going to quickly paint this. This is going to be a quick and sloppy paint job as always. I just kind of want to see what it looks like. Also, I want to put his jacket on after his arms have been painted because I want to test how much paint is going to get scraped off. See how well I'm going to have to protect the paint job. Alright, it's time to stop for today. I'm just going to put him up there. Let's check out the progress. Alright, thanks for watching. Keep checking back. I'll have part 6 soon.